Big breaking news as Como agreed deal to sign Celtic forward Nicolas Kühn on permanent move. Welcome back to Fog Football. 19 million euros. It equals to about 16.4, 16.5, somewhere in that ballpark in terms of Great British pounds. Is that a good deal for Celtic? Well, we'll dive into it. We'll dive into Kuhn's stats, right, as over the course of his Celtic career. Of course, only signing back in January 2024. But if you look at the guy's career, he's essentially had, 18 months at Celtic. He's probably only really been great for 6 months of that. Um, could you demand it more than 16.5 million? Yeah, I thought personally he'd go for a wee bit more, about 18. I don't think 20 would have been out the question, but the reality is, the last couple of months there's been a bit of a drop off. Ever since he scored that goal against Bayern Munich in the Allianz Arena, it's kind of went off a cliff to a degree. Now, if a team came in for a bid for Kuhn in January, 16.5 million would have been laughed at. Honestly, man, I think you'd be looking at near about double this, about 30 million, considering his form. He was borderline unplayable, was Nicolas Kühn. So understand transfer fee will be at 19 million euros with medical tests to follow. Personal terms also agreed in principle, formal details being clarified and then all signed. So again, we'll look at stats. So the Scottish Premiership, he played a total of 37 games outside of the split, 12 goals and 9 assists. So that's 21 goal contributions in 37 games. So that's not too bad. Moving on to the Champions League, he played 10 matches, 3 goals and 1 assist. Again, a decent return in the Champions League. Moving into the split, 9 games, 3 goals, 2 assists. So that's obviously counting in last season and the season before. Moving into the Scottish Cup, 9 games, 1 goal, 2 assists. So 3 goal contributions in 9 games. Not exactly the greatest, but I tell you what, is pretty great. And I know it's the League Cup, right? 4 games this guy played in the League Cup. And obviously he didn't play any games in the League Cup in the 23-24 campaign for obvious reasons. And also, Celtic didn't make it very far. Of course, they got knocked out by Killie in the last 16, but they did win last season's League Cup, and this guy pretty much single-handedly turned around the game against Falkirk. Now, a lot of people probably won't remember it when Celtic won 5-2, but this guy came on and got like 2 goals and 2 assists. I know it was against Falkirk, right, and it's championship level Falkirk, whatever, who are now Premiership, fair play to them. He was unplayable when he came on. I remember watching that game in Premier Sports. I was like, holy shit. I know it's against Falkirk, but it was honestly mental to watch it. But 5 goals, 4 assists in 4 games. What a fantastic return that is last season. But a lot of goals. Goals galore, assists galore. But like we've pointed out, it kind of did drop off a cliff after the Bayern Munich game. So 16.5 million. Have Celtic sold themselves a wee bit short? Potentially. But the reality is, if they keep him, say Celtic start at the 25-26 season, right? And he has a mediocre season, like the last couple of months of last season. Are you getting 16.5 million for him? Probably not. But the question is now, who are Celtic going to sign? Because undoubtedly, it's left them weak in the winger position with Kuhn going. Well, all but going. I mean, it looks like it's pretty much all but official at this stage, right? You've got Maida, who, judging about who's actually getting signed up front, I've got a feeling that Dyson Maida is going to be played up front. So that leaves you with James Forrest and Yang and Yota. So, and obviously, we ought to be in out until November, December time. Do you really want to be left with Forrest and Yang? Now, yeah, Nygren's came in, but he might be used more of as a creative midfielder, but I do feel like with the lack of wide players and maybe lack of quality in the wide areas, they will just kind of put Nygren on the wing. But yeah, I'll tell you what, Celtic, we always hear about their war chest, right? Always hear about their war chest. Now you're getting another big deal across the line, 16.5 million, right? No guarantee of Champions League football, and that could be a key factor in this transfer window about what's going to happen. But again, you can't sit on your hands until the end of August because that's leaving your business extremely late. So yeah, we'll see what happens. Obviously, last season, big moves for Big Adam and Big Engels after they sold O'Reilly. Who's going to be the big move this summer transfer window for Celtic? We'll have to wait and see. But like I said, nothing official. But we all know the score. When Fabrizio Romano tweets it, it's pretty much official. Lawrence Shankland, obviously, today, that contract's been confirmed. But nothing we didn't know yesterday, guys. Isn't that damn right? Anyway, leave it down below. Are you happy? If you're a Celtic fan, are you happy? If you're another fan, are you happy? Or are you sad? Or if you're a Celtic fan and you're sad, also get your opinions down below. I think they could have got more. It's not ridiculous where it's like, how have we only got like 7 million for this guy? But I do feel like they've been, no, not rob's not the correct term, but I do think there's definitely more room to get a couple like 3, 4, 5 more million on him. But 16 and a half, it looks like.